What is up, folks? Jorge Nito here. Glad you could make it over, and welcome back. Guys, we have an interesting video today. I am laying my vulnerable side bare. Why do you always turn and talk to me? Face the camera. Guys, today's video deals with 10 moves that I just can't do. That's not the end of it, though. Some of these sleights I do have a working knowledge of. I know the mechanics, the basic handling of some of them, while others on this list I just flat out can't do. It's not that I've given up on it. It's not that I've given up on any of them. But these are my top 10 moves that I just struggle with. They make me crazy. No matter how hard I try, I just continue to struggle at these moves. And so that's part of the sleight of hand journey, right? Is just is growing, developing, going from one level to the next. And so while I feel confident and comfortable to perform several sleights, second deal, like nobody's business. Classic pass until the cows come home. But what about these 10 moves? We actually don't advocate for violence on this channel at all. But guys, these are top 10 moves that I just have a hard time doing. Yeah, so there you have it. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, we're going to start our way into this kind of easy. This one may be considered moderate more than advanced, but most of these on this list is advanced. But number 10, Paul Harris's simpler switch. Now, I have a little bit of freedom to talk about some of these, but I think you all realize that, you know, others will be difficult to say just because we don't want to reveal the method or anything like that. This is something that's talked about on 52 Cards Assad. Pandrea goes over his story. This isn't instant replay. This is just simpler switch. And this makes me insane. But this is basically what's happening. You're taking their card and you're just flipping it on top. Now, what's happening is that you're actually, it looks like you're catching it, but you're switching it with another card. You're getting it second from top, basically, right? And but yeah, I can never time that just right. So it's something very hard. Obviously, they can't see this, but you're supposed to end like that, right? And so, man, you know, I've worked on this for a long time. I've put it away. I've came back to it, but it's just something that I really want to get down. I just struggle with the timing of it. So there you have it. Number 10, Paul Harris's simpler switch. Number 9, the slip shift. Yeah, just 2 cards. Now, there's been a recent resurgence of just enthusiasm people having over this trick, what with Daniel Madison teasing it in some of his intros, some of his recent videos. This is a Chris Ramsay move. Now, most of you are aware that Chris published a tutorial on it not too long ago, followed by Daniel Madison with Chris's permission to contribute his addendum, little tips and tricks and things that he does. But the slip shift, you know, is basically a color change where you are changing one card for another. I mean, that's it. So my problem is I have the mechanics of it pretty well down. It's just the squaring up action that I'm struggling with. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing, especially, when you can nail it. I'm just not there yet. So number 9, Chris Ramsay's slip shift. Number 8, something I have a working knowledge of. I just basically break off packets until the spectator calls out stop. Let's say they say stop right there. And you just place the cards on the spread. Swoop it up. That's my bad version. Very choppy. Guys, that is the JT spread control. Yeah, so JT Sexton, this guy, wow, just has a lot of unique moves. He does a really cool Leonard Green move. We're talking about this one. This is just a tabled spread control. The JT spread control. Yeah, it's a way of controlling a card to the top on the table in a spread. Right, so, in any kind of spread control, spectator selection is, somewhere on the spread, and then it is controlled either to the top or to the bottom. But the one that I'm really interested in now is this idea that you just break off packets. Call out stop, the spectator does. You place it on there, right? And just place the cards down. And I'm not going to do it again, but it's just supposed to be one action from here to here. And in just that action, there should be no twitching or back and forth. It should just be one foul swoop from here to here, and it's on top. Obviously, I struggle with it a little bit, but it's something I'm currently working on, and I'm getting there. It's taking time. So there you have it, the JT spread control. Number 7, guys, is Raise Rise. But this is a trick where I'm just going to do mine like this. This is not the way that Ray would do it. But yeah, it's the idea of placing a spectator's card somewhere in the deck, somewhere toward the bottom, and just slowly, the card slowly rises to the top. And it's a really cool visual piece. I'm just doing a gimmicked version, but yeah, it's legit, man. That you get their card in there, and you literally just watch the thing slowly rise to the top position. Xavier Spade does this too. I actually bought Xavier Spade's download. I even heard Ray himself. Can't think of his last name, but man, I've listened to both of these guys teach it. And I can do a lot with these guys right here, these pinkies, but I'm telling you what, the strength and what needs to happen to make Ray's Rise happen, or even Xavier's Rise. Xavier has some great work on it. I just don't have it in me. I'm currently working on it. It's very hard. It's very difficult, very advanced move. So number 7, there you have it, Raise Rise. Number 6. C3 color change. Wow, what a frustrating move, man. What a frustrating color change is what it is. Man, I got a good subscriber on my channel. He showed some interest in C3 a while back and said, hey man, is this something that you could teach? Well, I reached out to the creator of this effect. I actually tried to reach out a few times just to see if he would kind of let me tinker with the idea, maybe add something to it so I could post it on YouTube. But I couldn't even get the move down. I couldn't even get the color change down. I know the mechanics and everything, all that. But yeah, I'm just not used to the movements associated with this color change. Number 6, C3 color change. Number 5, we're really getting into it now, guys. This is the double lift. This is a double lift, right? And it's the pushover double lift. Yeah, the pushover double lift, which is basically where you just push over 2 cards. I mean, there's nothing... I mean, I think you guys can work that out. But the way you push this over, I can never get a clean double. I just can't. But yeah, and this book right here talks about an expert card technique at the end, right? And they treat it as some, mysterious thing that they're really not sure how it works, but it does. And it's if you kind of use just this little, like, almost like the cuticle of your thumb to just push firmly, you can get these 2 cards to come over, but I can't even do that. Andy Gladwin, I don't, is that his name? Vanishing Ink. So he does this, and he talks about this. In fact, in their live webinar that they hosted a while back when this whole outbreak and this whole scare started, he talks about this, and this guy, he could just hit it constantly. But yeah, so number 5, the pushover double lift. Number 4 is a Chris Ramsay move, and for the life of me, I don't know what it's called. If you do know this, somebody help me. But you basically have a double, and he does this, and I think he may even teach it. He has a video where he kind of exposes sleight of hand, but without talking about it. And I know he features this on that one, but it's this idea where you're spinning the selection in the middle of the deck, but at the same time, you're basically stripping this card away, putting it in Tenkai, right? Place it back, spin this around again, right? And then it changes. And the issue that I always have with this is just the strip out. I know he starts at this corner right here, and I know you have to maintain pressure like this, and these cards have to be loose for it to even spin. But how, I cannot figure out for the life of me how to cause this card to spin cleanly, get this card palmed off, and have this rotation finish, right? The second part's easy because then you just come in, place the card on top, spin it a second time. If somebody knows more about this effect or this move, let me know. But number 4, that Chris Ramsay spin out in the center move. Number 3, gosh, another color change. Wouldn't you know? Number 3, the clip shift. Man, I've listened to so many people go over this trick and talk about it, but I just can't for the life of me do this. I know that this needs to happen, but I just can't get that card in there. I feel like I'm about to rip this card in half. I'm not even going to attempt it. This is one move I can't do, man. I struggle with it. So if anybody knows any good, I know Mark over at CardMat, he talks about that. There's just so many people that do this, and they do this well. Even Alex Pandrea almost teaches something else, but the cliff shift is involved in it. Is just going through this other effect. This cliff shift is a part of it. Yeah, he just kind of breezed through it just like this is common knowledge. And wow, just a difficult trick for me. I have a hard time with this. Maybe this is more on the moderate end of sleight of hand, the clip shift. For me, I don't know, man. I just have a hard time with it. So there you have it, number 3. The clip shift. Number 2, most difficult, frustrating move that I'm trying to learn. Gosh, what a difficult move, man. I had to break out the Madisons on this one. Because these last 2, number 2 and number 1, these are Madison moves. It's very difficult. This is I'm only going to attempt to know do what I can. But the idea is a completely false shuffle. This is the Broken Bridge False Shuffle. And Madison actually teaches this on his channel. But it's the idea of cards cascading together. There's a strip out, a cut. You can do some maybe running cuts or whatever. I don't know. There you have it. The number 2, the Broken Bridge False Shuffle. And I think the part that hangs me up, it's not the second phase, the push or the push through move. It's the Broken Bridge part. Well, look, these cards do cascade together. Like, they start out shuffled just like that. The next thing is, this action right here is the most difficult one because you have to make it look natural, right? The cards have to be seen cascading together, and yet you still have to be able to, at the end, do the cut, which is, you know, strip out move. If you guys want to check this out, maybe you already have, I'll leave a link in the description. But number 2, the Broken Bridge False Shuffle. Number 1, man, this is painful. This has been, like, I broke a sweat through the making of this video. It's hard to talk about. It's just difficult, man. But number 1 is the most difficult of them all. For me, one of the most heralded, advanced card moves, and yet it's just something we all have to know, including me. And you know, I just struggle. I have my own method of doing it. It's completely different from the original that I desire to know. So number 1, the bottom deal. And, you know, it's just one of those things. Like I said, everybody, you know, you have to know it. There's so many good things that you can do with bottom dealing. And, you know, some people, I see people make this look very unnatural. Madison does this in a way that it just looks, I mean, he just deals he deals regularly like this. This is just the natural position he holds cards. Okay? The way I hold is a little more kind of like this. I think that's, you know, mechanic in a way. But yeah, the position of this, you know, we got the Spock, Star Trek, and it's pushing this card down and stripping it away, pushing it out like that. For one, I can never just keep my middle finger on the corner of these cards. There should always be, you know, you should always be gripping some cards down here. Once I strip away that one card, I can't even hardly do that well. But see how my middle finger just, it wants to get out of the way so that bottom card can come off of it. This is a very frustrating move. Some of you know the other bottom deal that I teach, where there's kind of some depth perception going on. But anyway, number 1, just the good old-fashioned bottom deal. This is something I struggle with. I've tried to get this right so many times, and I just, for the life of me, I can't. And my major thing is just keeping my middle finger right here and getting the card stripped away from it without it, you know, moving, basically. Guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for, maybe this has been some cringe for you, me trying to do some of these moves. It's been painful for me, but you know what? It is what it is. We all have some things that we're confident in as far as sleight of hand, and just others that we have a hard time with. You know, some more than others. These are some that I really, really struggle with, and yet at the same time, they're moves that I desire to have under my belt. Shout out to M.A.R.S, Magic and Random Stuff. Subscribe to his channel. He has like under 40 subscribers. He has a unique way of thinking about sleight of hand and card moves, and really cool guy. I struggle with the scissor cut. I could have included that, but I felt so inferior to include that. I'm talking about it now. But yeah, can't do a scissor cut. So I reached out to him. I said, you know, you do that so effortlessly. Maybe you can make a tutorial on it. He did that just for me, so thank you. I'm still having a hard time, but I'm taking the tips and things. My problem is just my thumb is so small, getting down here to break this top packet off. But there's some things that he's talking about. It's something I'm still working on it. So guys, run over and check out M.A.R.S, Magic and Random Stuff. Leave him a subscription. Let him know I sent you. I know he'll appreciate it. Great content. Also, guys, we need to do another giveaway here. 200 sub giveaway came and went. Now we're over 300 now. So, you know, we will be doing a giveaway very soon. I have some interesting cards that I am collecting and compiling for this giveaway. But I think we're going to wait till 400. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But once again, guys, I hope you enjoy your weekend. Thanks for watching. 10 most difficult moves that I desire to learn. Jorge Nito here, signing off.